On the road. Container drops are yet another senseless way in which Lagosians are killed regularly and property is destroyed. We've talked about this so often on Hard Facts, and we're talking about it again today. Throughout the show, I want you to call me what you think can be done to tackle this issue once and for all. Personally, when I'm driving and I'm behind a truck and I notice that it's unlatched, in fact, whether it's unlatched or not, I don't even wait to find out. Like, once I'm driving and I'm behind one of these trucks carrying containers, I drive as far away from it as possible. Like, I leave such a gap between me and the vehicle. I don't know that will protect me. I don't know that if there's an accident and the truck falls, that it will not hurt me and my car. But at least I'm doing something to protect myself. It annoys the drivers behind me because, well, I'm leaving all this gap between myself and the truck. If you were one of the drivers behind me today, Bele, sorry, but it happens so often. Like, why are all the agencies on the road seemingly unable to make sure that trucks latch their containers properly or face a penalty? How difficult is it to do? I'm tired. Can you tell that I'm tired? I'm tired. Anyways, thanks for tuning into Hard Facts. I have a great show for you today. Let's start with the big three. Let's talk about terrorists attacking a train on the Abuja-Kaduna line. Then, let's talk about IPOB supporters shooting people in Enugu on Monday. And then, let's talk about Saraki, Tambuwal, and Bello wanting a consensus PDP presidential candidate. On today's Community U report, let's talk about how to respond to a child being attacked in school. A woman has been sentenced to community service for bringing thugs to attack her child's school over what she saw as abusive treatment. We're going to look at all sides. We'll discuss how these things should be handled. On today's Big Hard Fact, let's talk about the road to 2023. The RCCG has launched a Directorate of Political Affairs. We will play that interview I had with them last week, Tuesday, so that you can hear what exactly they're trying to do with that Directorate of Political Affairs. Now, Big Hard Fact will end early today so that the sports gang can bring you coverage of Nigeria-Ghana World Cup qualifier. But as usual, we'll have news updates for you at the top of every hour. Let's get started with today's Big Three. Again, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos. These are your Hard Facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Why can't the government protect passengers on the Abuja-Kaduna Railway? Why can't the government protect Southeasterners who don't want to sit at home? Is consensus candidacy democratic? Those are the big three. Lagos, let's talk. Our first story is the deadly terrorist attack on a train yesterday. The gunmen hit a train going from Abuja to Kaduna. Details are still incomplete, but we have reports of the terrorists abducting some passengers and injuring and murdering others. The Punch has confirmed the identity of one of the dead, Dr. Chinelo Nwando Megafu. Up until earlier this month, she worked at St. Gerard Catholic Hospital, Kaduna. It's been reported that she recently resigned from the hospital and was about to leave Nigeria for Canada. Before her death, Dr. Megafu tweeted during the attack. She tweeted, quote, "I'm in the train. I have been shot. Please pray for me." That was her final tweet. She died in the hospital. But while Dr. Megafu was losing the battle to stay alive, many people on Twitter were accusing her of lying. Many of them were handles who have been very vocal in defending the ruling party on Twitter. One of them called her, quote, Oni Iroshi. Another one asked her if Kaduna was on the way to Biafra for her to be claiming to be on that train. Apparently, to that person, the idea that an Igbo person lived and worked in Kaduna was unthinkable. Now, the Railway Commission has suspended all activity on the Abuja-Kaduna line. When they tweeted that announcement, here's what another APC supporter, Gbenga Gold, said on Twitter. He said, quote, "This is what they wanted. Make Nigerians suffer and demarket the present government. Still won't stop APC from being 10 times better than PDP," end quote. And I'm bringing this up because it's actually a shockingly common sentiment that you hear online. Whenever these attacks happen, you have a lot of people who first come out to say it's a lie, and they accuse anyone talking about it, including victims, of being opposition stooges, trying to bring the government down. We've seen it with previous attacks on this railway line. We saw it with the Lekki tollgate shooting, even after a panel set up by an APC governor reported that there was a mass shooting. But this isn't just an APC problem. Let me take you back to when Jonathan was in office. Let me take you back to the Chibok abduction. Do you remember the number of pro-government people at the time who insisted vehemently that there was no kidnapping? Do you remember how some of them accused the parents of Chibok girls of lying to make the PDP government look bad? Why is our empathy limited by politics? Why are so many Nigerians so quick to dismiss a victim as a liar just because the particular situation may make the government they support look bad? Why are so many Nigerians so invested in making the government they support look good at any cost, including the cost of human lives? Back to the Railway Commission, let me read you their statement on Twitter. Quote, "Dear passengers, due to unforeseen circumstances, train operations along the Abuja-Kaduna route have been temporarily suspended," end quote. Unforeseen circumstances. I want to know if you agree that these circumstances were unforeseen. After all, this wasn't the first attack on a train on this line. There have been multiple attacks. Just a couple of months ago, we had one where the terrorists dynamited the train. Remember? Former Senator Shehu Sani was one of the passengers that day. Also, ever since rail service resumed, it's been painted as a safer alternative because these terrorists are attacking the roads. Do you remember that Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi said something about it when he was told that people were complaining about the ticket prices? You remember what he said? He said that people had a choice. Pay the ticket prices or go by road and pay ransom. Remember that? Do you remember when he said that? A serving minister said that. We covered it here on Hard Facts. So clearly, the government was aware that terrorists were a menace in that area between Kaduna and Abuja. And if terrorists can attack the roads, is it so unimaginable that they will eventually attack the railway, especially when they have seen that their victims are now running to the railway to avoid them? Lagos, let's talk. 01465-7190. If you're a woman, call that number 01465-7190. If you're a man, call us on 070-0993-993-993. Was yesterday's attack unforeseen? Yesterday's raid, was it unforeseen? Or should the government have seen this coming and taken better steps to protect Nigerians? Has politics made Nigerians lose their humanity? Men, call us on 0700-993-993-993. We're streaming live on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. We've got YouTube as well, Nigeria Info FM. Share your comments there. I've got WhatsApp today, so share your thoughts on WhatsApp too. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Nonso is our first caller. Hi, Nonso.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from Ago.
Okay, welcome.
In Okota. All right. You've asked so many questions, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can remember.
Thank you.
The truth is that what is happening in Nigeria is very disconcerting and as well as very concerning for anyone who loves this country. We should realize that Nigeria comes first before politics. If Nigeria is ruined, there will be no platform on which to play politics. It is very sad that anybody would like to play politics with the life of a human being. So what I am saying is that no thanks to the government of the day, which has taken the ethnic division that was in our country to another level. You know, it has never been this way. Nigerians used to be known for being their brothers' keepers. Now, what has been happening has never happened before. Even though you pointed out the what happened under the PDP with the issue of the Chibok girl kidnap, where some people denied whether it happened or not. But we know that the government of that time, while they were in denial, they were still making frantic efforts to rescue the girls. But now, you ask another question, was this not foreseen? This was clearly foreseen. There had been an attack in the past. There had been issue of removing rail tracks by some criminal elements. And now, again, what has happened now? So this was clearly foreseen. If the government we had was proactive, if this were a proactive government that cared about the lives of the citizens, we would not be mourning a medical doctor. We are talking about a medical doctor whose life has just been cut short in his prime. A medical doctor, we know what it takes to train a medical doctor. Every life is important. Even an artisan on the road, every life is important. But this was clearly foreseen. And the government could have taken, there were so many actions government could have taken. For example, these trains, since the first attack, government should have made attempt or taken steps to put security, well-armed security men on these trains. It can happen. It's possible. It happens in some countries. You put them on strategic, well-armed soldiers or police officers on strategic parts of this train. If they were there, the bandits could have succeeded in bombing the track, but they would not have been able. They would not have been able to kill people. Because if there was any security men on ground to respond to them, this would not have happened. So we put the blame squarely on the doorsteps of the government. And you reminded us what Amechi said. That tells you how insensitive those who presume to be our leaders in this country can be. And the reason that they have continued to get this insensitive is because they are not called to account, especially during the time of voting. For example, we know the Minister of Education, I think Education, Chris Ngige, there was a time he said anybody who wanted to leave the country, doctors who wanted to leave the country were free to leave, that Nigerians would not even notice their absence.
Yeah.
Such insensitive comments coming from those who presume to be our leaders.
No, so thank you very much for calling. Sunday's on the line. Hi, Sunday.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm very not well.
Amen.
How are you?
First of all, I want to say I thank God for the ministry has given unto you, that God will continue to keep you there to speak the truth and go for the truth.
Thank you. Turn your radio off and then let's keep talking.
Yes. It's unfortunate that we are in a nation where those that are supposed to care for us are not bothered. What they just want is, let us do what we want to do. Let us see what will happen to them. And no matter what happens to us, it is the poor that will continue to suffer, and it is the same poor people like us that they will also use to do and get away with what they are doing. When I heard this news this morning, I had somebody saying over your radio still that why would they travel when they know it is already 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.? Because that train was supposed to be 2 hours journey from Abuja to where it was going to.
Right.
Now, if you don't want the train to take off, why do you allow these people to lose, the passengers to enter? I listened to the Minister of Information yesterday. He was saying whatever Nigeria is experiencing today, even this banditry and terrorists, they inherited it with PDP. And this is their about 8 years now. By 2023, they will go. They make us to believe what they want us to believe. And we actually taking it in. Even if the Nigerians as a whole come out tomorrow to vote, those that have sworn an oath, when you finish, give me. Those that have taken what they take behind, when you finish, give me. They will still come to the power, then we will continue to suffer it.
Sunday, thanks for calling. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're starting with the big three today. We've done our first story, the terrorist attack in Kaduna. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll move on to our second story.
We don't just break the news.
We don't just give you the news.
Let's tell you that the race for the presidency is gathering more momentum.
Niger records 6 new COVID-19 deaths.
NEMA says that the death toll is 38, that they've been able to pull out 38 bodies from the collapsed building.
In-depth analysis of events.
Let's not kid ourselves. Nigerians still vote on ethnic lines, and as a result, a northern candidate you would think on paper would have more chances.
Every time ASU has embarked on strike, the revitalization fund has often come up, and people have asked the question.
The Newsroom, Mondays 6:15 to 7 p.m. on your number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Is your academically gifted child a student athlete interested in attending a top American university for advanced academics or collegiate sports? AIO Prep Academy is the top U.S. virtual high school to complete JSS 3 and senior secondary 1, 2, and 3 at AIO Prep Academy. Students can take courses in a fully accredited NCAA-approved curriculum right from their own home, including honors and advanced placement courses in science, technology, engineering, and math. Plus, students athletes who graduate from AIO Prep Academy may qualify for a fully paid athletics scholarship at one of America's top universities with a chance to be scouted by the MLB, NFL, NBA, and more. If your student is a gifted academic or talented athlete, go to AIOPrepAcademy.com to pre-register and secure your student's seat. Space is limited, so don't wait. That's AIOPrepAcademy.com, powered by Person Online Classroom.
Praise Jam is back this Easter. It's back. Bigger and better. Your favorite soul-lifting music concert is here. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Featuring Nigeria's biggest gospel acts and other great performances. Date, April the 18th, 2022. Time, 12 p.m. The venue, the Echo Convention Center.
Tickets now available at areatickets.com for 5,000 Naira regular and 10,000 Naira VIP.
Early bird, 3,000 Naira.
So hurry, beat the rush and grab your tickets online now.
Your Easter will never be the same again. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Don't be told, be there. This event is certified by the Lagos State Safety Commission.
The journey to Qatar reaches its final qualification stage as the best 10 teams in Africa compete for a place at the biggest football showpiece in the world.
Abuja-Kaduna, well taken. It's one for Cameroon.
Sadio Mane scores for Senegal.
Ibrahima Konate scores. Just look at the way he did that.
Egypt versus Senegal, Cameroon versus Algeria, DR Congo versus Morocco, Mali versus Tunisia, and the main event as the Black Star of Ghana against the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
2 minutes in and the Super Eagles of
on March 25th and the 29th for all the action of the 2022 FIFA World Cup playoffs on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's live football, just the way you like it.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
It's 28 minutes now past 3 o'clock. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Suspected IPOB supporters have allegedly killed 2 people in Enugu while allegedly enforcing IPOB's sit-at-home threat. That's our second story. I told you yesterday about Anambra Governor Chukwuma Soludo saying that there will be zero tolerance for anybody complying with Monday sit-at-home. And I asked you yesterday if it was fair for government to punish those who comply, if government wasn't able or willing to protect them if they go out. Now, in neighboring Enugu, 2 people may have paid with their lives. And we have to ask the same question in the southeast that we are asking in Kaduna. How are these groups able to act with impunity and take the lives of innocent Nigerians without the government and security agencies stopping them? And yesterday across the southeast, lots of people stayed at home, not because they support IPOB or agree with their demands, but simply out of fear. In Owerri, Imo State, even government offices were empty. Schools remained closed. In Anambra, in spite of Governor Soludo's orders, we're hearing that many markets were empty. 1 weekday gone. Why have the security agencies, the federal government, the state governments of the southeast been unable to make citizens feel safe enough to defy sit at home? Why? Because if this continues, what are the likely outcomes? Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women call me on 01465-7190. And yes, you can still talk to me about our first story. Was yesterday's raid unforeseen? The Nigerian Railway Corporation says it was. Should the government have seen this coming, taken better steps to protect Nigerians? And has politics made Nigerians lose their humanity? We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show.
Wow. My sister finally, after a whole of attempts. Hello?
What's your name, sir?
Emeka from Salai Town.
Emeka from Salai Town. Welcome.
Yes. My sister, first of all, my heart goes out to those victims of that bomb blast attack along the Abuja-Kaduna Rail.
Right.
It was something that was preventable. I mean preventable because, like you earlier mentioned, there's a series of attacks in the past. One would have presumed that a responsible government would have put in place proactive measures to protect the citizens, like bomb detectors, and the rest of them will come to maybe travel terminals. In advanced countries, you usually have security operatives within train stations. Nothing stops them from carrying out bomb detection along all the coaches before such a train takes off. This was clearly avoidable, and it's quite regrettable that it took place. Quickly on the IPOB situation in the southeast, I think it's high time our brothers, whether IPOB or ESN, we interrogate the methodology of achieving what was supposed to be a noble cause. I think it is self-defeating, and it is a disservice to our people to start killing ourselves in the name of enforcing a sit-at-home order. Whether it is being enforced by mutants or derivatives of the so-called IPOB or ESN movement, it is high time the governors of the Southeast come together as a united front to interrogate or try to reach out to these factions or these agitators Because merely saying or issuing an order, executive order that nobody should enforce, nobody should sit at home on Mondays is not enough.
Not enough. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good evening. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, my name is Ngozi.
Ngozi, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. What happened yesterday in Kaduna, honestly, is a very painful one. The thing is, when everybody sits and believes that I am safe where I am, and when other people die and nobody cares to do anything about it, this is what you get, because you don't know where you would be at any point. You don't know the next point of attack for these guys. I've always said this thing. Taking back Nigeria, the power is in the hands of the masses. But the what problem we have in Nigeria is that we have become comfortable with people dying right, left, and center, and nobody cares. We only rant on social media just the way everybody is doing, and at the end of the day, everybody goes in, and the next victim falls. So until we collectively, as a people, start feeling the pain of these families as if it were our own, then I tell you, we will never move forward. Then for the iPod thing, Sandra, it has become criminality for me. It's no longer agitation. At this point, these guys have formed a gang of armed robbery because they snatch cars, they snatch valuables from individuals. I've had a friend that they kidnapped the husband, took away his car and some other valuables. So this is the thing that is even not sit at home. So until the government wakes up to their call,
but what can the government do? Because the government sends in security agents and the security agents are killed. So what can they do?
Let them go after these guys. Let me give you an example. I had a cousin that they snatched his car since last year. Do you know that vehicle is still in their possession as I speak to you? The police in Abuja, the headquarters, are aware of this thing because that vehicle has a tracker. They've tracked this vehicle. They know exactly the location. But for whatever reason, they ask the person to just leave them and left them, and the vehicle is still in their possession, even with the tracker as I speak to you. So whatever that is happening, until we learn to stop playing politics with human life, you cannot make life, you cannot create life. Let Nigerians, let the politicians stop playing politics with human life and do the right thing. Let the masses stand up to these guys. Sandra, everybody cannot die. The way it's going, gradually everybody will go. Until we stand up and match up to these guys and say, enough is enough.
Thank you for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra, how are you?
Good to have you on the show. What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah, Alex here. Honestly, I'm just pained. I'm deeply broken this afternoon. Over the story of this doctor and, of course, everybody else that was on that train.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And, Sandra, I've heard a few people talk about, the use of, they should onboard more. They should, use more security, people
on the train,
cams and all of those things as a means of how many buses. I'm sorry, I'm sounding a little disjointed. How many trains, how many buses are you going to put military men? No, let's be honest. How many vehicles are you going to put military men armed who will fight these people? At some point, look, there's a saying that the determination of a patriot, a single patriot, one patriot, will achieve more than what like 10 mercenaries will achieve. What that means is that if we begin to see this thing we're looking at, is not warfare on the ground. It's a mind. At some point, this country will begin to start. We have to start looking at working on the minds of people. We have a government that does not listen to its people. It's insensitive. You cannot win these people over by fighting, by more war. That's not how it works. We need to, it's a mind thing. We need to start developing patriots. When we are strong defending our land, it will not matter how many mercenaries come against us. There's something wrong with the land right now, Sandra. It's painful. I don't know what to say.
It is.
It's painful.
Indeed. Thank you for calling, Alex. All right, so we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at messages we have on Facebook, messages we have on Twitter, messages we have on WhatsApp. We have quite a number of messages. I'll try to take as many of them as I can. It's 3:38. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Nigeria Info 99.3. You're listening to the Big Three on Hard Facts. Don't go away.
This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We have different hormones, we have different sexual organs, we have different biological abilities. Women can have babies, men can't. At least not yet. Men have testosterone and are in general physically stronger than women. But most of the positions of power and prestige are occupied by men. The late Kenyan Nobel Peace Laureate Wangari Maathai put it simply and well when she said, the higher you go, the fewer women there are. In the recent US elections, we kept hearing of the Lilly Ledbetter Law. And if we go beyond the nicely alliterative name of that law, it was really about a man and a woman doing the same job, being equally qualified, and the man being paid more because he's a man. So in a literal way, men rule the world. And this made sense 1,000 years ago, because human beings lived then in a world in which physical strength was the most important attribute for survival. The physically stronger person was more likely to lead. And men in general are physically stronger. Of course, there are many exceptions. But today we live in a vastly different world. The person more likely to lead is not the physically stronger person. It is the more creative person, the more intelligent person, the more innovative person. And there are no hormones for those attributes. A man is as likely as a woman to be intelligent, to be creative, to be innovative. We have evolved, but it seems to me that our ideas of gender have not evolved.
Only one station gives you great talk every day.
On the show yesterday, you spoke about the tariff hike, electricity tariff hike.
Yes.
I'm hearing news today that it's being postponed till next year.
City of Lagos, did I say it yesterday? I am a prophet.
Hear the news and tell us your views.
Congratulations once again to Liverpool. Despite the disastrous outing they had tonight.
Your number one station for talk.
You know, the WHO gave a guideline for organizations.
Right.
Yes, to implement, to reduce the spread of coronavirus in your group, in your companies. Here in N Group, we've done
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the Big Three. And three of the PDP's presidential aspirants say they want the party to choose flag bearers by consensus. That's our third story. We heard this from Bukola Saraki, Aminu Tambuwal, and Bala Mohammed in Makadi yesterday. All three want the party flag, but all three are saying that instead of direct primaries where all the members vote, or even indirect primaries where only delegates vote, they want a decision to be by consensus where nobody votes. In a consensus, party leaders sit down, discuss over and over until there is unanimous agreement to back one aspirant, or all the aspirants step down for one person. Saraki, Tambuwal, and Mohammed say that consensus is best because it will reduce the amount of bad blood in the party after the decision. So all three of them are now working together on this consensus mission. They planned to meet with Atiku Abubakar yesterday to see if he would join them in it. Now, this idea that primary contests create bad blood is very interesting. Do you agree with it? I'm looking at a place like the United States. In 1980, Ronald Reagan beat George Bush, H.W. Bush, in the Republican primary. After that, he chose him to be his running mate. Or you look at Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, all three contested against each other in 2008 for the Democratic Party ticket. It was a very heated race, lots of beef. Lots of nasty things said. But at the end of the day, after Obama won, both Biden and Clinton rallied round to support him. Biden became his running mate. Clinton campaigned very, very hard for them. And 8 years later, Obama returned the favor, campaigned very hard for Clinton. So here's my question. Are primaries really as destructive for party unity as Saraki and Tambuwal and Bala Mohammed claim? Or is the problem with not with primaries themselves, but with the maturity level of Nigerian politicians? Are our politicians simply afraid to test themselves and lose? Also, is consensus actually democratic? I think it's important that we ask ourselves this, and I think I'll make this a topic for the students who will come and debate in May. Remember, the next I Beg to Differ is happening in May, so this might be one of the topics. And I think it's an important question to ask, because both major parties are talking a lot about consensus these days. The APC convention switched to consensus for picking National Working Committee members because the president said so. Now we have 3 major PDP aspirants saying that they would rather submit to consensus than contest in a race. So I have to ask you, do you think that consensus produces candidates that reflect the will of the people? In this case, can consensus reflect the will of ordinary members of a party? If you are in any political party, PDP, APC, consensus candidacy, does it reflect your will as a member of your political party? Men, call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women, call me on 01465-7190. Yes, you can talk about our second story. We took you to Anambra, where, the people there defied the governor and sat at home. Like I said, a lot of them are not sitting at home because they agree with IPOB, but they are sitting at home because they are afraid and they don't trust that the government can protect them. I also told you that suspected IPOB supporters allegedly killed 2 people in Enugu while allegedly enforcing sit at home. That was our second story. Our first story brought you the terrorist attack in Kaduna State on the train. The gunmen hit a train going from Abuja to Kaduna. We still don't have all the details yet, but the saddest stories out of this situation that is quite sad was this young woman, young doctor, Chinelo Nwando Megafu, who up until this month worked at a hospital in Kaduna. She reportedly resigned from that hospital, was about to leave the country for Canada, and lost her life on that train, allegedly. Now, let's, of course, take your thoughts. 0700-993-993-993. 01465-7190. You can talk about all 3 stories. You can talk about 2 of the stories. You can talk about only one of the stories. Just share your thoughts with me. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Anna. I'm calling from Makoto.
Welcome, Anne.
I want to talk about IPOB
Okay.
and what they are doing in the East and the sit-at-home order.
Okay.
What IPOB is going to do to the Igbo, it, according to Chino Achebe, it's pregnant and carrying baby at hand. And people who are supporting them, and from the East, people who are supporting them are going to bear the brunt. Because since Nnamdi Kanu started this IPOB movement, there's been no peace in Igbo land. You tell people to sit at home. They should not go and do their business. You provide no money for them. They go out, you kill them. And people are here in Lagos supporting them. If you speak against them, they will attack you from left and right. But IPOB is turning Igbo land into another Boko Haram. But what will befall Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB members is going to be like what befell Osama bin Laden and his Al-Qaeda. Where is Osama bin Laden today? Where is his Al-Qaeda? For people who are supporting them, it's going to be like Boko Haram. When Boko Haram started, the Northerners were fighting them. They don't want anything Western. Now, they have turned it against themselves. That's what IPOB is trying to do to Ndigo.
Thank you for calling. And 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
My name is Chike.
Chike, welcome.
Yeah.
Turn your radio off, Chike. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, what is happening? I'm from Anambra State.
Okay.
What is happening in my state is pathetic. First of all, if what is happening in Kaduna State were to happen in the East, I think federal government would have declared Eastern a state of emergency. They should declare Kaduna now a state of emergency. Number two, what is happening in Anambra State has federal government undertaken. Are you listening to me?
Okay.
Federal government is aware of what is happening. The security apparatus belong to the federal government. Andover is still responsible for what is happening in Anambra State. And if Soludo do not take time, they will declare Anambra State a state of emergency.
Do you have proof that Anduba is responsible?
I'm coming.
No, you won't say I'm coming. Do you have proof of what you just said?
What I've just said is the fact.
No, it's not fact. If you can't show me proof to back it up.
Does it mean that the IPOP, who is now a Boko Haram in the Eastern, is stronger than the police and army? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Federal government has in hand whatever is happening in my state.
Okay, well, you don't have proof for that. You can say that the federal government is in charge of the security agencies, but you cannot say that because security agencies cannot, stop this thing in its tracks, it means that the federal government has a hand in what's happening there, or that Anduba is responsible for it. Those are really heavy allegations, and if you don't have proof, you shouldn't say it. Not to my 1 million listeners. We've got Sade on the line. Hi, Sade.
Hi, Sandra. How you doing?
I'm very well.
So, Sandra, do you have any, you've heard of when the United States was, going through, the Wild Wild West period?
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I hear the whole Kaduna, Abuja attacks on it, I always feel like, or any of the trains, I'm always like, how did they get over that Wild Wild West and turn it into what they have now?
Today. That's a good question.
Where the security was so bad, but now it's no more. Because, as Alex said, we don't have enough security personnel to man each. Even though they did that during the Wild West time, they put security personnel, they had all these mercenaries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we have the willpower for it or the money to do it. But the citizens themselves, we have to stand up to defend ourselves at some point in time. Because I think it's a combination of all those that's going to make the security situation better for everyone.
Okay.
And you asked a question about the ideology of Saraki and them. They don't have ideology, that they don't believe in testing out primaries. They don't have that. They don't have common ideology. So the other man, the man beside him, don't trust the other one beside him or her. So that's why they don't want primaries and they want consensus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say.
Shade, thanks for calling to say it. We've got messages on WhatsApp. Let's take a look at some of them. What's happening in Nigeria today is very frightening. Emeka in Okota says, it seems as if we do not have a government at the federal and state level. Just came back from Ota this morning. I saw a trailer full of Nigerians. They're trooping down south and soon... Come on. Nigerians have a right to travel to whatever part of Nigeria they want to travel to. President Sandra, good afternoon. It's unfortunate that the agony the family of the victims are going through right now. Abuja and Kaduna are cities where I have lived, and to me, I still cannot understand how terrorists are able to unleash mayhem in these cities. I know these cities very well. The government, politicians, religious leaders, traditional leaders are all complicit in this mess. Michael with that message there. All right, Michael. We've got more people sending messages here. Sandra, please, Governor Soludo should face the IPOB and deal with them, not talking of attacking harmless citizens. Well, he's not attacking them. He's just saying, don't come to work and, forget your post in the markets. Odira from Mushing says, Sandra, it's high time we stop political sentiment and face reality. Transport by road, problem. By foot, problem. Ngwan train, problem. Which way forward? My advice for Igbos thinking they're fighting the federal government for their rights at the detriment of your fellow brothers, wise up. All right, more messages here. Madam Fifi in Yaba says, I'm appalled, Sandra. Indeed, we've lost our humanity. The level of cruelty and wickedness inherent in many Nigerians is unbelievable. We won't progress with this kind of attitude. Remember the reactions to even you on social media during the debate of children, all because they favored Ramadan. The responses on Twitter to the late dentist on the ill-fated train grieves me. Pray what happened to the helicopters that government said would be escorting the trains. We've truly lost it. My heart bleeds. Madam Fifi, thank you for your message. We have a break coming up in 1 minute, 20 seconds. I have enough time to take a few more messages. We've got this one here. Latif, who says, Lai Mohammed said in the dailies last week that Nigerians are safer under this current dispensation. What has he got to say with the train attack that involved so many lost lives and people being kidnapped? Well, the federal government haven't spoken yet. The president did speak, but he spoke about taxes. The Kaduna State governor has spoken. The chief of army staff has also visited the scene of the incident, but we've not heard from the federal government yet. We might hear from them before the end of today. Let's see more messages here. Sandra, Somaga here. I learned that Dr. Chinelo had processed her migration papers. She was going to leave the country this week. Quite sad. God rest her gentle soul. I'm waiting for that. I can't read that message on air. Sorry. Thank you very much for sending it in, though. All right, we'll take that break. When we come back, we'll take more of your calls. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to the Big Three on Hard Facts. So 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
Only one station gives you great talk every day.
On the show yesterday, you spoke about the tariff hike, electricity tariff hike.
Yes.
I'm hearing news today that is being postponed till next year.
Bigger and better. Your favorite soul-lifting music concert is here. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Featuring Nigeria's biggest gospel acts and other great performances. Date April the 18th, 2022. Time 12 p.m. The venue, the Echo Convention Center.
Tickets now available at ariatickets.com for 5,000 naira regular and 10,000 naira VIP.
Early bird, 3,000 naira.
So hurry, beat the rush and grab your tickets online now.
Your Easter will never be the same again. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Don't be told, be there. This event is certified by the Lagos State Safety Commission.
It's the season of light. It begins and ends with the appearance of the crescent moon. The light, fast from dawn to sunset. Righteous minds, noble acts. Ordained fast of Ramadan. Muslims and Muslimas all over the world. The light, period of salvation and forgiveness. Time of abundance and feasting. The Light with Sheriff Quadri, 4 a.m. daily and 99.3 Nigeria Info. For sponsorship, please call 0703-498-4352 today. Ramadan Kareem.
In an age of moral decadence and economic uncertainty, the education of your precious children cannot be left to chance. Today, choose Babcock University High School and give your word the desired advantaged future. Admissions into GSS1, GSS2 and SSS1 is ongoing. Application forms can be gotten at Babcock University High School, Elisha Remo, Ogun State, her satellite schools at Ojodu Berger and Ajangbadi, as well as Seventh-day Adventist Headquarters, Mile 3, Port Harcourt, River State. For more details, please contact 08060596731 or 08039399686 or 08061528977. Babcock University High School, learning to serve and save.
Praise Jam is back this Easter. It's back, bigger and better. Your favorite soul-lifting music concert is here. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Featuring Nigeria's biggest gospel acts and other great performances. Date April the 18th, 2022. Time 12 p.m. The venue, the Echo Convention Center.
Tickets now available at areatickets.com for 5,000 naira regular and 10,000 naira VIP.
Early bird, 3,000 naira.
So hurry, beat the rush and grab your tickets online now.
Your Easter will never be the same again. Praise Jam, the resurrection. Don't be told, be there. This event is certified by the Lagos State Safety Commission.
We don't just break the news.
We don't just give you the news.
Let's tell you that the race for the presidency is gathering more momentum.
Niger records 6 new